Welcome to Commander on Curve, where we build smarter, not pricier. I'm Pat, and today we're diving into a budget-friendly deck that doesn't just play fair, it plays to win in the weirdest, wildest ways. Let's get into it. Today's commander is the Beamtown Bullies. This is such a toxic deck, and it makes people very unhappy. But it's fun, and it's consistent, and it has a very low CMC. So, let me type out this guy. The Beamtown Bullies. 1, a black, a red, and a green. 4, a 4/4 with vigilance and haste. You tap it, and it says, target opponent whose turn it is puts target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under their control. It gains haste. Goad it. At the beginning of the next end step, exile it. By the way, you target the card, not them. That's just saying the opponent whose turn it is. And then you choose a target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard and put it onto the battlefield under their control. You can do this during their upkeep and their untap step. That's important. Let me tell you why. We need to ramp to get him out as fast as possible, and we have a lot of instants that let us untap him so we can activate his ability a second time during someone else's turn, and it'll all make sense at the end. We have an arcane signet, a soul ring, an ignoble hierarch. He taps for black, red, or green. He's only 1 drop. This is a fast deck. We don't have a big late game plan, but we do have one. Now, instead of going about this video with creatures, instants, and sorceries, I'm going to tell you the sub-genres of why these cards are in the deck. Demonic Tutor. Traded for it. Didn't cost me a penny. But search your library for 1 card, take it into your hand, reshuffle your library afterwards. It's pretty good. We want to find our creatures and put them in the graveyard. Roll the tutor, search for a creature card, reveal it, shuffle, and put that card on top. Entomb, search your library for a card, put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Violent Tumor, it's a 2/2 with Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card and put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle. Filling up the graveyard full of the nastiest, most terrible cards to give people. Corpse Connoisseur, 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card, put it into your graveyard. If you do, shuffle. It has Unearth, so we could put this into the graveyard, or if it's in the graveyard, we can play the Unearth cost and then find another creature to put into the graveyard. Or some of our looting spells, we can discard this and use it on a later turn for a cheaper cost. It's so good. Unmarked Grave. Search your library for a non-legendary card, put it in your graveyard, then shovel. Fauna Shaman. Pay a green, tap it, discard a creature card. Yes, please. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. What a fantastic card for this deck. Jared's Orders. There we go. Search the library for up to 2 creature cards, reveal them, put the 1 into your hand and 1 into your graveyard, then shuffle. Grisly Salvage. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or land card from among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. Buried Alive. Search your library for up to 3 creature cards, put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. And the Auric Lower Mage. Tap it, search your library for a card, put it in your graveyard, then shuffle. If it's an instant or sorcery card, put a 1/1 counter on Auric Lower Mage. And it's a 3/3. One of the other combat tricks in this deck is when you give something to someone with the Beamtown, and they're all terrible cards. They are supposed to be exiled at the end of the turn, but that's not as useful. If you destroy one, while after it's been goaded and it attacks somebody other than you, and then you destroy it before your opponent's end step, it goes to your graveyard and doesn't get exiled. So, we gotta be able to kill off creatures that are on the battlefield, especially ours. A Royal Assassin, 3-drop for 1/1/1. Tap it, destroy target tap creature. Cast down, destroy target non-legendary creature. Terminate, destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. And we can use these to protect ourselves from our enemy's creatures. Escape to the Wilds. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may play cards exiled this way into the end of your next turn. I stole this from the Precon, the World Shaper one, because it's pretty good. And I stole cards from this deck originally to go into the World Shaper. So, anyways. Rakdos Charm. Choose one. Exile target player's graveyard. Destroy target artifact. Each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. Overall pretty good. Bedevil. Destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. Feed the Swarm. Destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to its mana value. Beast Within. Destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green beast token. Shieldred's Edict. Choose one. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. There we go. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token. Each opponent sacrifices a planeswalker. And I got this at a pre-release. Mutinous Massacre. It is a 7-drop, but it does the Lord's work. Choose odd or even. Destroy each creature with mana value of the chosen quality. Then gain control of all creatures until end of turn. Untap them. They gain haste until end of turn. Seems pretty good. Plus, this card looks freaking awesome. I literally put it in because it looks awesome. But then I read it and actually thought about it, and it's actually pretty freaking good. So now for looting. Throw possibility. 2-drop. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card. Sweet. So we'll discard our big, ugly creatures into our graveyard to give to people while drawing 2 more cards. That's awesome. Demand answers. Same thing, different name. Discard 1, draw 2. Cathartic Reunion. Discard 2 cards to draw 3. Faithless Looting. Draw 2, then discard 2 with flashback. Unexpected Windfall. It is a 4-drop, but it's not a big deal. As additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card to draw 2 and create 2 treasures. It's pretty awesome. Big Score. Discard 1, draw 2, and create 2 treasures. Now for some of the utility cards. Heroic Intervention. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Burst of Strength. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature and untap it. We're going to use this and others like it. Untap our Beamtown Bullies and put more stuff on our opponent's battlefields. Emerald Charm. Choose one. Untap target permanent. Destroy target non-aura enchantment. Target creature loses flying until end of turn. Pretty good utility. Untap target permanent. That's important. The other stuff, still good. Gift of the Viper. Put a 1/1 counter, a reach counter, and death touch counter on target creature. Untap it. High Stride. Target creature gets +1/+3 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it. And our creature that untaps things, Sareth, the Viper's Fang. Other tapped creatures you control have death touch. Other untapped creatures you control have hexproof. Pay 1, tap it. Untap another target creature or land you control. If it's a late game and we're doing stuff with the Beamtown Bullies, this card can help us. Especially with the hexproof. That's important. Second batch of utility cards that don't involve tapping. We have Anger, because if it goes in our graveyard and we have a mountain, our creatures have haste, which is pretty good. Stole this from the Precon. Horizon Explorer. Lands you control enter untapped. Whenever you attack a player, create a lander token. The more lands we can get out of the deck, so the better our chances are of drawing the cards we need. I mean, it's only 1 land, but if we keep getting lands out, we're going to start drawing into the things we need and putting them into the graveyard. Dryad of the Elysian Grove lets you play another land on your turns, and your lands tap for any color, basically. Monument to Endurance. Whenever you discard a card, which you will do a lot of, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Draw a card. Create a treasure. Each opponent loses 3 life. What's not to love about this deck, this card in this deck? And it's gold. Phyrexian Arena. At the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and lose 1 life. We're trying to win by turn 4 with this deck. All the time. It's pretty consistent. With the Form Engine, we can copy our Beamtown Bullies ability if we have multiple good targets in our graveyard. Or, copy the other stuff. That stuff's good too. All around, great card for this deck. Bolas' Citadel, which I guess is a game changer. All it does is let you pay life to play the top card of your library at any time. Well, you may look at it at any time. And you can sacrifice 10 on the permanents to cause 10 damage of life loss for your opponents. It's pretty good. It helps us get there quicker. Life is a resource in this deck. We're not trying to win with our life total. Okay, we got a 3-card combo coming up here. Ooh. Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood, Veto, Thorn of the Dusk, Rose. When these guys are out together, specifically, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. Or, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. These 3 together pretty much win you the game. Because it's a infinite cycle for life loss and life gain on your part and their part. So, these are in the deck. We have a Power Matrix. I put it in because I think it's cool. Tap it, target creature gets +1/+1, gains flying first strike, and trample until end of turn. So we can tap this and give a creature that we gave to somebody a buff while they attack somebody else. Pretty good. Another combo, Gitrog Monster and the Underrealm Lick. So if you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put 1 into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. This fills up our graveyard. We can protect it by paying 4 life and give it indestructible. The Gitrog Monster has Death Touch. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice the Gitrog Monster unless you sacrifice a land. Oh look, you may play an additional land of each of your turns. And whenever a land, 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. So if we are doing this, picking up a card and then pitching a land, this triggers. So we draw a card again. But instead of drawing a card, we look at the top 3, pick something we want, make sure there's a land in there, dump it. It triggers this. So instead of drawing a card, you get the picture. You pretty much dump your entire library, and you don't mill yourself because you're not drawing a card. Keyword, instead. Instead. Can't instead from the bottom of the library. So hopefully you got a plan if you're doing this immediately. And if all your lands end up in your graveyard, oh bam! Splendid Reclamation, because you never know when this could be helpful. Plus, we're discarding a load of cards, so some lands are going to end up in there anyways. And if we can get, 6 or 7 lands in 1 turn with this, that's pretty good. Gonna move on to the creatures now. These 3 are not part of the Bullies system. They can be, but they're not supposed to be. We have an opposition agent. It has flash. It's a 3/2. Well, you control your opponents while they're searching their libraries, and while an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them. So, you flash this in when someone's looking for lands, or a specific creature card, or demonic tutor, you search for the card in their library, and you get to play that card, as long as you can pay for it. It's pretty good. Burning Rune Demon, 6/6 flying. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for 2 cards not named Burning Rune Demon that have different names. If you do, well, firstly, that's pretty easy in Commander because it's singleton. If you do, reveal those cards. An opponent chooses one of them, put the chosen card into your hand and the other into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. So we get a 6/6 for flying. And we get to find 2 of our nasty creatures, and our opponent has to choose one to go to the graveyard. Good, we're filling up the graveyard. And we have another card to discard when we get one of our loot spells. It's pretty good. And the Lord of Extinction. Lord knows our graveyard's going to get full pretty fast, unless we get Bajuka Bogged, which has happened, and that's not fun. Lord of Extinction's power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in all graveyards. Well, luckily for us, at least ours will constantly be growing. Now, for the goods. I will tell you why each of these cards is awful, and it's great to give it to someone, because, you know, you're a giving person like Oprah Winfrey. Well, first, a sip of water. With the Beamtown Bullies, we want to give them a Bane of Bala Jed. Whenever Bane of Bala Jed attacks, defending player exiles 2 permanents he or she controls. 7/5. We get this in our graveyard. We give it to someone on turn 4. With Beamtown, someone is getting hit with this, and that's going to be exiled because by turn 4, there's a chance we might not be able to kill it off to put it back in our graveyard. But that's always a plus if we can. Still, early game, this would suck to get hit with because of the exile. Another card we can give to someone during their upkeep. A World Gorger Dragon. It's a 7/7 with flying and trample. When it enters the battlefield, exile all other permanents you control. When it leaves the battlefield, return the exiled cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. So this one's kind of more game specific, but to give someone this, it exiles their lands and stuff, and they don't get any of that stuff back until the end of their turn. Plus, they're swinging out at somebody with 7 damage, making friends left and right. We have a Lesser Gargadon. Whenever it attacks or blocks, sacrifice a land. This could be good in World Shaper. However, it's not a sack outlet. It's pretty relevant on getting the card and being able to attack with it. So, we're going to give it to other people. Beamtown Bullies style. And people are going to be smacking each other with a 6/4 that when it attacks, they have to sacrifice a land. A Bronze Bombshell. It's a 4/1. When a player other than Bronze Bombshell's owner controls it, that player sacrifices it. If the player does, Bronze Bombshell deals 7 damage to him or her. We're going to want to try to use this one as a combo with one of our untapped pieces. So we give someone a Bronze Bombshell. If they don't control it, they must sacrifice it. It goes back to our graveyard. They take 7 damage. So because it's back in our graveyard, it's now a good target for the Beamtown. Play an untap spell. He's untapped. Tap him again. Give them this again. Boom. 14 damage in a turn. He's back in our graveyard. Recycling. Sometimes the games get a little stale, so we want to give someone a Dragon Mage. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. Please, let me discard my hand and draw 7. That's fantastic. It's a good card. We have a Soul Gorger Org. 6/6 with trample. When it comes into play, you lose all but 1 life. Now, if we have one of those life drain enchantments out, they lose all their life but 1, and then I gain that life, and then they lose that life a second time. Anyways, pretty good. When it leaves play, you gain life equal to the life you lost when it came into play. So you get your life back. So we're usually trying to get this. Say someone has a Phyrexian Arena of their own. We play this on their untap. When they go to their upkeep, they get pinged for 1. They gone. We have here an Eater of Days. 9/8, flying and trample. When it comes into play, you skip your next 2 turns. Yep. Making friends left and right. We have here a Leveler, my personal favorite, because to give someone something that exiles all cards from their library in 1 turn is just diabolical, and I love it. And especially if we can kill it off so we can put it back in our graveyard. We have here a 2-card combo. Firstly, an Inverter of Truth, 6/6 flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your library face down, then shuffle all cards from your graveyard into your library. Late game, we could use this if our graveyard's kind of too full and we're not able to get Beamtown out. We play this for ourselves, reset. If we do give this to someone during their upkeep, while this ability is on the stack, so this enters the battlefield, that triggers, right? If we have this card out, the Nihil Spellbomb, we can tap and sacrifice this in response to this ability. And this will exile target player's graveyard. And when this is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, we can pay a black. If we do, we draw a card. So, pretty dual utility there. But these two together are a complete library exile. Last but not least, we have 1 card in here that when I pulled it, I knew exactly that this deck was going to get it. This is our secret weapon. Mervin the Murderous Mimic. He's a 2/2 legendary artifact creature toy. He has all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. If we play him for 2 mana, and our stuff has haste, we can tap him because he gains the Beamtown Bullies ability. So now we have 2 triggers on a turn. With our untap slew of spells, we can go crazy. The point of the deck is to get as many cards as you can in the graveyard. If you get onto a loop spree, I've been able to go through about half a deck in a turn. And Beamtown wrecked. I will say, the Beamtown Bullies is susceptible to a deflecting swap because that can redirect the bad stuff abilities that you're using against them back to you. I found this out because it happened. I gave someone an Inverter of Truth. They deflecting swatted it, so they got a 6/6 with flying for a turn, and I exiled my library face down and shuffled my graveyard of 7 cards back into my library. Amazing. But I figured I'd share that because this deck is not perfect. But it's super fun, it's super fast, it's super consistent. If you liked anything today from this video, please leave me a comment, like, share. I've seen a couple people ask for some more info on the World Shaper deck, which I'm happy to oblige. I might even be able to get some gameplay from tomorrow's Magic Night. Stay tuned, subscribe to keep up with all the next deck techs that are coming out. I have so many decks and so many ideas. I'm really excited to share them with all of you guys. Peace out. Have a good night.